Welcome to Parshah Power. This week's Parsha is Eikev, the third portion in Dvarim. The Parsha says, V'hoya Eikev Tishmun. It'll be Eikev. The simple translation is, Eikev is because. Like the Onkelos translates, Eikev, because you will listen to God's mitzvot, God will give you plenty. But if you look in Rashi, Rashi has a different commentary. He says Eikev doesn't mean because. Eikev means something different. It means that if you will listen to the mitzvahs, the easy, simple mitzvahs that people step on with their heel, then I will listen to you. So here is the question. Why did Rashi move away from the simple translation of Eikev, meaning because? And why does Rashi say that this means the mitzvahs that people step on with their heel? How about if you do a mitzvah that people don't step on with their heel? Will God not give you a reward? Why does it have to be a mitzvah that people step on with their heel? Meaning a mitzvah that people are not careful with. Why only then will God give you a reward? So the explanation is in the next couple of words in the passage. God says if you do that, V'shomar Hashem alikecha lecho es habris, God will watch for you the covenant. Covenant, what does covenant mean? In the olden days they had a covenant if they were two good friends that wanted to show they really love each other. They would take an animal, slice it in two, and the friend and himself would walk between these two halves of one animal to show that they are really one. And just like when you're building a house, the Yerushalmi says, and you're banging in a nail by mistake, your right hand hurts your left hand won't get upset at the right hand. You are one. It's a super rational love. So that's why Rashi says, if you will love God and you will be head over heel over God, super rational love, and anytime you have an opportunity to do a mitzvah, you won't check and see, am I holding there or not? Is it important for me? Like someone said, I'm not holding there yet. I don't want to do that mitzvah. It's like wearing a tie without a shirt and pants. You are head over heel whenever you have an opportunity to do a mitzvah for God, you do it. Then the pasuk says, if you are head over heel over God, then God will be head over heel with you and give you tremendous super rational love. My friends, this Shabbos is the 20th of Av. It is the yahrzeit of the Rebbe's father, Rab Levi Yitzchok Schneerson, who is known with great affection as Rab Levik. And he passed away about 66 years ago. And he died in the city of Alma-Ata in Kazakhstan, where he was sent away there. He was sent into exile for spreading Judaism, for upholding the rabbinate and helping Jews observing the Torah mitzvahs. And he died over there in Alma-Ata on the 20th of Av. Here was a man who had tremendous love for God. He was a great Kabbalist and a great genius. And he had awesome love for God. And he knew that the KGB were watching him. And he didn't care. He fought them with great strength and belief, with great love to God. When they asked the rabbis to sign a letter that the communists are treating the Jews well, he was very vocal. He said, I'm going to tell America, we're going to tell London and France that you are not helping us observe the Torah mitzvahs. And we celebrate his yahrzeit, his commitment, his tremendous commitment to God. We celebrate this Saturday. There's an interesting story told. When Ableivik was in Alma-Ata, the living quarters weren't so comfortable. You had a couple of families living in one little apartment. His wife, Rebbe Tzimchane, came to join him. And she brought him a Tanya, the holy book of Tanya, the Bible of Hasidic philosophy, and the Zohar, and some other couple of books that she could bring with her. Rebbe Tzimchane then went and cooked some tea bags and made ink and gave him a pen so he should be able to write. Every empty spot that he had around the Tanya, he filled with notes around the book. And when his wife asked him, maybe you should write your memoirs down, he said, if I have a piece of paper, I can write God's Torah down. Why will I waste it on memoirs? And it's interesting to note that while he was a rabbi and he was comfortable, he wrote thousands of pages of Torah, very, very well explained, and those were confiscated by the KGB, and we don't have them. What we have today, 80 years later, are those manuscripts that he wrote under great distress, with great love to God in the last days of his life. The Rebbe would every Shabbos, every Saturday, take one or two lines and try to explain him, and said, my father didn't have enough paper, so he relied that we will go deeper and deeper into the concept that he was beginning to explain. So what we learn from this, that we shouldn't wait till we're comfortable and everything fits and we have everything we need to serve God, but we should be in love with God head over heels. And whenever we have an opportunity, even though it's difficult, we should study Torah. And that may be which will help us and sustain us and our children and our grandchildren to go in the way of God. So I want to wish you a wonderful Shabbos and a nice Parshah Eikev. And may the memory and the schus, the merit of this great Kabbalist, this great genius, be with all of us to continue in our work, despite any difficulties, till the coming of Mashiach very soon. Have a wonderful day.